condition are unable to find the mental health support that they need on top of the diabetes care that they also need.
And can you explain more about that stigma and what impact it has on people?
Yes, absolutely. So diabetes has an image problem. People think that it's not serious. It absolutely is. People think that, that if you have diabetes, you brought it on yourself. And that's just not the case. Nobody chooses diabetes. There are many types of diabetes. It is incredibly complex, but nobody chooses to have this condition. So we're asking Australians to really think about what it is that they're saying when they're speaking about diabetes and to people with diabetes, and to show a bit of compassion and to try and understand a little bit about what living with a chronic health condition is all about.
And what's been your experience with diabetes?
Well, I've had diabetes for 24 years now. I live with type 1 diabetes. It is a really, it doesn't take a break. It is relentless. There is just so much required. It is a tough gig, but I do know that with support, that certainly does help. And so we're trying to really emphasise that mental health care is also diabetes care.
Yeah, and how can we help those living with diabetes?
Well, as I said, let's try and reduce that stigma. I think that's something really, really important. So be mindful of what you're saying about diabetes. As I said, no one chooses diabetes. And that's something that I think is really important to remember, that when you're speaking with people about diabetes and them living with diabetes, is having a bit of compassion and understanding just what it must be like to live with something that is there all the time, 24/7, that nobody has asked for.
Okay. Renza, thanks so much for coming on this morning, this National Diabetes Week. Have a great day, and thanks again for being with us.
Thanks so much.
All right. 3 runners, 1 American and 2 Spaniards were gored and several others trampled at Pamplona's Running of the Bulls Festival. This video shows the animal tossing around several of the screaming runners. It was the first run with gorings in the festival so far this year. The race is on for Californian firefighters to stop a wildfire in Yosemite National Park, which threatens the oldest and largest trees on Earth.
The race is on to protect these ancient giant sequoia trees inside Yosemite National Park. The flames of the Washburn Fire first entered the grove where they live on Thursday.
They're very close and they're right around it. And so what we're doing right now is we're doing a combination of cutting fire line, looking at burning out some other areas, but around the giant sequoias.
The park says it thinks mitigation efforts will protect the trees from major damage. And part of the reason they've survived for millennia is they can handle smaller blazes.
Mariposa Grove Road, fire did slop that in the initial attack phases, about 15 acres south of the road. We do have black line containment line around that.
But the Washburn fire inside the park has been growing. And here's another threat, unhealthy air quality, even in sections of the park that remain open.
So we're asking people to just be responsible, and if someone has, for example, respiratory issues, to be very careful in hiking and choosing their activities.
Today, the smoke could worsen air quality as far west as the Bay Area. Meanwhile, the community of Wawona inside Yosemite is under evacuation orders as the fire threatens people and structures there. With so much at risk, the goal is to suppress the fire
as quickly and safely as we can.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Later this morning, the world will see something remarkable, an image of some of the first galaxies to form in the universe. The picture will come from NASA's James Webb Space Telescope and will be the first high-resolution colour photos to be released. Launched last December, this space science telescope is called the most powerful and complex ever built. It's the moment Australia has been waiting for. Charlene and Scott, also known as Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan, are back together for the Neighbours reunion, 34 years after saying goodbye to Ramsay Street. The pair's TV romance was one of the most popular storylines, and their on-screen wedding in 1988 was watched by 2 million Aussies. The finale is set to air later this month. Still to come this morning, all of your sports news. Blues debutant gets some last-minute advice from his twin brother ahead of the Origin decider. Plus, what sparked a heated argument between an AFL journalist and Lions coach Chris Fagan. and Australia's stunning collapse during the second test in Gaul.
Devastating. Dominating.
Nathan Cleary, mastermind of this operation tonight.
Now, the one we've all been waiting for.
And the battle resumes.
Wednesday at 7, Origin doesn't get any better than this.
What a game at Suncorp!
It's all up for grabs.
Here we go!
Ampol State of Origin, exclusive live and free. Wednesday on 9 and 9 now.
Are you suffering from lack of sleep, feeling hot and restless, or is your old mattress causing you pain, but you can't afford to invest in a new one? This is the Octasmart Essentials Topper by the sleep experts at Dormeo. Simply roll it out for an instant comfort boost for your old mattress, your sofa bed, guest bed, or it can be used even directly on the floor. Inspired by Dormeo's patented OctaSpring aerospace technology, this topper could transform your old and uncomfortable bed into the bed of your dreams and experience first-class sleep at an economy price. There are 3 great reasons why the Octasmart Essentials Topper will transform your sleep. 1. The luxurious Octacell memory foam comfort layer features 10,000 air-filled cells that individually adapt to your body to support you in blissful comfort. 2. The Octacell technology helps to dispel warm air and draw in cool air which flows freely through the topper. This means a cool bed so you can fall asleep faster and sleep deeper. 3. The Octacell design means less transfer of movement, so when your partner moves, you don't, and you enjoy a more restful, less disturbed night. Dormeo are the world's fastest growing sleep brand, selling millions of mattresses, toppers and pillows around the world. They are so confident that you will love your new topper that they'll give you an 80-night comfort trial. If it's not the coolest, most comfortable sleep you have ever had, simply send it back for a full refund. Plus, they even give you an amazing 8-year warranty. The incredible Octasmart Essentials Topper is available today from only $199. That's a saving of 30%. But to make this offer extra special, we will also include an Octasmart Essentials pillow, featuring the same Octacell technology as the topper. You'll enjoy a pillow that is cool, supporting and extremely comfortable. It's worth $99 and it's yours as a free bonus. And delivery is free and fast. So pick up the phone or go online right now to order your very own Octasmart Essentials Topper from Dormeo. Simply roll it out and you'll instantly be enjoying fresher, deeper, more comfortable sleep.
Let's get some sports news now. 3 years after his brother made his Origin debut, Jacob Saifidi will finally have his chance to pull on a Blues jersey. The towering prop called his twin brother Daniel to get some advice ahead of the big decider at Suncorp Stadium.
He just said expect unexpected. He said it's faster, it's bigger hits, all the above. So I dare say I'm going to be blowing on more than one occasion out there, but I'm keen to get in the trenches and get to work.
Saifidi says he hasn't heard much from his Knights teammates Kalen Ponga and Dane Gagai this week, other than a congratulatory text from the Maroons fullback. In a sign that pressure is building at the Brisbane Lions, coach Chris Fagan has reportedly snapped at a journalist in the moments following his side's loss to Essendon. Veteran reporter Damien Barrett described the confrontation on Nine's Footy Classified.
And they certainly came together. They were in very, very close proximity. I know there's been conversations had between Chris Fagan.
Did it get physical?
Look, there's varying events. Chris Fagan is saying no, it didn't get physical. Certainly they got very close. His space was invaded, to use that terminology.
Fagan took issue with an AFL.com match report where the Lions' effort was described as subpar for much of the contest. He's since apologised to the reporter Michael Whiting. Australia has been humiliated by an understrength Sri Lankan side on day 4 of the second test in Gaul. The visitors started their second innings soundly, reaching 49 runs without loss before it all went horribly wrong over the following 27 overs. Australia bowled out for just 151. The innings loss means the 2-match series finishes in a 1-all draw, the first time we've ever lost by an innings to Sri Lanka. Stay with us in Nine's early edition. All the weather details are coming up after the break.
No one
should be able to do this. It is insane.
World records will be smashed by Australia.